What do you think when you see this? Many people would judge this person and call this person a hoarder. Well, after all, that is what the TV show Hoarders would show. The scriptures tell us to judge righteous judgment. When we judge what we originally see as an irresponsible mess, we need to know and understand the facts and underlying issues before saying or doing anything to remedy the situation. This requires digging deeper past the initial issues before saying or doing anything to remedy the situation. This requires the negative perception being portrayed by the media of those suffering from hoarding and chronic disorganization is going to do more harm than good. For one, what others may see as hoarding can actually be other issues. For another, a person who thinks that solving the problem is just a matter of cleaning up a disorganized mess are only scratching the surface. Lastly, if a person goes in like a bulldozer, they are going to demolish more than just the mess that they think that is all they are dealing with. So what is hoarding? Is it just simply a matter of having too much stuff? Is it getting more stuff when others perceive that what you already have is enough? If that was the case, then every LDS person who has their yearly food supply could be seen as having a hoarding problem by someone who is not LDS and doesn't understand the meaning behind the madness of all that food. It is even portrayed by the show Hoarders that collecting too much food is hoarding. Or is it just someone being lazy or disorganized and not caring to the point of things getting out of their control? That is what the TV show would have you believe. Hoarders portrays the worst of a condition that is highly misunderstood and sensationalizes the shocking state of homes and people with this disorder. Can we trust the media to tell us what is really going on with everyone who finds themselves in need of assistance? All we see is the scenes that sell the show. The fact is, the world we live in today is over-materialized. ADD and ADHD is on the rise and is known for contributing to these substandard conditions as well as OCD. Abuse, depression, anxiety, and other traumatic experiences can lead to these conditions. But does that mean the people going through this are all suffering from the same thing? Are they all hoarders? According to the National Alliance on Mental Illness, only about 5% of the world population displays clinical hoarding. When a life event causes one's life to be in disorder or disarray, it is called situational disorganization, not hoarding. A pileup of life events can cause one to become more and more disorganized. Or one's personality, coupled with recurring or triggering events, develops into a habit. Again, this is not hoarding. This is called chronic disorganization. The truth is, hoarding is a compulsive disorder, where one collects a large amount of random items and won't purge anything, even when it is beyond use. This can be humiliating, painful, embarrassing, or worse, immobilizing to those who are dealing with any of them. There can be feelings of hopelessness or even denial over the conditions. In the case of hoarding, even an unwillingness to change. According to the show Hoarding, all it takes is a cleanup crew willing to go and clear the house of all the junk. Will this really solve the problem? Is this all that is required to remedy the situation? If it was just simply a matter of picking up the mess and getting rid of it by throwing the majority of it away, like it portrays in the TV show, then why can't these people do that? Judith Kohlberg, author of Conquering Chronic Disorganization, explains why those who have become overwhelmed with all their junk can't pick up and organize all of it. The fact is, We all have relationships with our things. There are many meanings behind the things we have. Good intentions, memories, goals, even hopes and dreams can be tied up in our junk, or should I say treasure? We all are familiar with the saying, one man's junk is another man's treasure. The truth is, there can even be psychological reasons and meaning which we don't understand. When the show hoarders come to the rescue, they come in like a tornado in a matter of a day or two, plowing through all the junk, forcing the person to comply and cooperate in a setting that is anything but friendly and warm, calling their things junk and telling them what they need to do can cause the individual to shut down and close up. According to Lee Mala, a professional organizer, it usually takes around 2 years after one major life event before a person feels their lives are in order again. When someone is willing and ready to go through those things and are willing and are allowed to make decisions and keep the control, there is more of accomplishment, and the person's confidence and dignity are restored. I have not only personally witnessed what can happen when someone is wrongly judged, but have been the recipient of mistreatment and wrong judgment when others think they are helping. Brothers and sisters, it is imperative as disciples of Christ that we make sure that we are truly helping and not hindering those whom we are called to serve. As President Hinckley said, raise the bar. Instead of judging, educate yourself. Instead of cleaning up a mess of your neighbors, take the time to really understand what they are going through and why they really need your help. Ask what they would have you do instead of telling them what they should do. When we can see them from a different perspective, then we can really truly be of service, and they will be lifted instead of more downtrodden by our narrow criticism. Then they will be in a better position to make the necessary changes in their lives. The next time you see someone in need of help for these problems, be prepared with the right attitude, judgment, patience, tools, and resources to lift them. This fact sheet has tips for communicating with those you help. There's a website for more information.